Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lizzie Saga from Malawi, and in today's video I'd like to show you how you can make yeast scones using very simple, easy to find ingredients. And so as far as the ingredients go, you need bread flour. If you don't have bread flour, you can use cake flour, but it's more economical to use bread flour. So you need bread flour, and then you also need sugar and cooking oil. If you don't have cooking oil, you can use butter or margarine. And it is a yeast bake after all. You need yeast. This is my yeast. And then you need also salt. And the good thing about this bake is that you also need just water for baking. And as I've said, the yeast bake, the thing that I like about yeast bakes is that they are quite economical, because as you know, yeast puffs up. So I'm now going to weigh out my ingredients. You need 5 cups of flour. This is the cup that I'm using, and here is my 1 cup mark. So I'll be feeding up to that particular mark. It is a graduated cup. Up to that mark, I'll measure 4 cups. The recipe requires you to use 5 cups. However, because you'll be adding in water and such, you don't want to weigh it all out. So for the mixing, I'll start with 4 cups. That's 4, and this is my 5th cup. The 5th cup, I'm going to put it on the side because I'll still need it. And then I'm going to need salt. So I'll put 2 teaspoons of salt. 2 teaspoons of salt in there. And I'm going to sift. Sifting is quite important because it incorporates air, but also all those undesirables that you don't want in your final product. You get rid of them. As you can see, there are small insects that were in my flour and some lumps that I do not want to end up in my final product. So that is why we are sieving. So I'll put this aside, and now I'm going to measure out my water. I need about 2 cups of water. 2 cups of water. So I'm just eyeballing it here. 2 cups of water. I've just put in there about a cup of water. And in there, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of sugar. If you have a sweet tooth, then you can add in more. And then I'm going to put in my yeast, about a tablespoon of yeast. Please make sure that your yeast, so a tablespoon and a half of yeast. Make sure that when you're doing this, your yeast is alive. I'm just going to give that a stir to make sure that the yeast is dissolve the yeast. We give it a stir like so. You should take note that as I'm mixing here, I did not put yeast and salt together. Why didn't I do that? Is because salt and yeast are not good friends, because salt kills yeast. Okay, so I was saying earlier that you need to make sure that your yeast is alive. And one way that you know that your yeast is still viable is when it is bubbling like this. Yeah, you can let it bloom for 10 minutes, but I'm not going to do that because my yeast is instant yeast. So this is how my yeast looks after dissolving it. Now I'm going to put in I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or cooking oil. 2 tablespoons, like that. That is just to make sure that my scones are softer in the ends. And we are going to give that a stir. Give that a good stir, just like so. So now that the yeast is well mixed in, we can now take our flour and add it in like so. We are not going to mix it in all at once. So this is what I'm doing because we don't want it to be lumpy. Now I'm going to finish the flour that was remaining. Add it all in. And I'm going to give that a good stir. And at that point, I'm going to go in with my hands. Remember that all the time when you're handling food, your hands must be clean. Yeah, I'm going in with my hands. And also remember that we only used 1 cup of water. So I'm going to add in slowly the water and give that a good mix. Yeah. So this is how it looks at the moment. Still very tacky. Now it is time for the flour that we set aside. Remember, we set aside the 5th cup of flour. Now we are putting it all in there. This is why I said do not put it all at once, because for the quantity of water that we are using, it means that the thing is going to be too watery. So we are aiming for a dough that is not too watery. So this is how, after incorporating that flour, this is how it looks. And I'm just going to take it off the bowl and give it a good knead. I want it to be smooth, so I'll need some flour, which I'll dust off my surface, my working surface. And I'm going to give this a good knead. We want it to be smooth. We're looking for a smooth dough. So it's quite a workout. But the good thing is that after the kneading and the dough becomes stretchy, it means that you have developed the gluten, which is important for the rising of the dough. Okay. So this is where I am. When I was starting out, the dough was not as smooth, but right now it is coming together. It is not too smooth as I would like, so I'll continue kneading, but I wanted you to appreciate the progress. So it's like the way we used to wash clothes in the old days. We would wash the clothes on a stone and we'll be giving it a good workout. Yeah. So I'm almost getting there. What you want is a continuous stretch, not for it to break. So since it's breaking, let's do some more work. So now I have arrived at this point, and this is how we are looking. So in Malawi, We have tea rooms where they serve these really nice scones, yeast scones. And for those of you that have tried these scones, you attest that they are very good. So this is the kind of result that we want. They are nicely soft and spongy and tall. So this is where I've gotten to, and I'm just going to do that. If you have a mixer, you can save yourself the workout by mixing this in a mixer. So now that we are at this point, I'm going to let this rest in a warm place. So when it is not rested, when you're just done doing it, it will not spring back. See, when you do that, it will spring back. But when it has doubled in size, when the yeast has acted on it, when you pinch it, the whole remains. So I'm just going to put this in a warm place and let it rise until it is double in size. See you soon. So that should be around between 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the environmental conditions of the day. So today is quite hot. I'm expecting that this is going to be much faster than on a cold day. See you soon. So I'm just going to put the dough in this particular bowl, the bowl that I was using for mixing. I will apply some oil. The reason we're doing that is because we don't want it to stick. Later, when you want to pull it out, it should not cause us problems. I'm going to put that there. And I'm also going to apply the top oil on the top of it. And I'm just going to wrap this with the cling film. Or if you don't have a cling film, simply put a dish towel there. Yeah. Is it going to stick? So I'm going to wrap it with a cling wrap. Like so. And leave it to rest in a warm place for 30 to 45 minutes or until it doubles in size. See you soon. So 40 minutes have passed by, close to an hour has passed by, and my thing has risen, has doubled in size. I'm just going to knock it down. And so now I'm just going to shape it. I'm going to shape it in two bowls. I'm going to shape it into bowls and lay them on an already oiled pan, already greased pan. So this is my greased pan. I'm just going to lay them like so. And this is what you do. You put this corner here, that corner there, that corner there, and like so. You have it. I wonder if I'm going to be able to fill this whole pan. It looks too big for the dough that I have. So we are going to do that until we finish off the dough. You can decide the size. If you want bigger scones, then you make them big. You make your balls big. If you want them small, then you make them smaller. So this is why I was saying that I love yeast bakes, because when even when you make a small scone, it's going to rise and become big. So for the key to scones that are soft and fluffy is double proofing. So as you can see, we've proofed it at first. for the 40 minutes. Then we are putting them here. We are not going to bake them right away. We are going to proof them again. So that is what makes them super soft. If you like these videos, you should remember to subscribe, remember to like, to share, invite a friend, comment, leave us a comment in the section box. Tell us how you're finding it using this particular